What's up, Amazon sellers? 2022 is just starting. If you want to know what I'm doing in January 2022 in my Amazon Arbitrage UK business, then stay tuned. I'm going to share with you my plans, my goals, probably one of the most important months of the year. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson. I've been selling on Amazon now, doing online arbitrage for the last 4 years. Now in the UK, I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller, check out that. And in the USA, I'm a 6-figure Amazon seller, recently just started, check out that. Now hopefully in the future, I plan to expand into another marketplace. And if you want to learn about how I'm doing it, what I'm learning on my journey, then make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. And that is going to notify you when I release more content about everything that I'm learning. But first things first, before we do it, I need to go make some coffee because I've just run out. So let's go make some coffee. My God, no year would be the same if I'm missing coffee. Probably one of the most important things. Chapter 1, make sure you get coffee in your life. Very, very important. Okay, so first things first, let's just go through December and what my plans were. So my first goal in December, I talked about, should we say, reducing down stock that doesn't sell well in January by the end of December. Now, should we say, this is a consideration or looking at all the items not sold since basically Black Friday that needs to be shifted before the end of December. We're talking like Christmas items, maybe things like advent calendars or maybe like Santa Claus outfits. Now we've done a really, really good job, but there are still a few items left and some issues we're having with, especially around toys, that we need to get sold because Amazon's looking for additional documentation and it hasn't sold as quick. So we need to get them sold or cleared down ASAP because they're just not really going to get sold. And I don't really want to be sat on them until December next year. So clearing them down was really good, but not 100%. Now, one of the other things I talked about was also trying to hit a target in December of £370,000. Now that's incredible, £370,000 in sales for 1 month. And that was part of my £1 million goal across the whole Q4 period. Now, in regards to that goal of 370, what happening here is, we've been sourcing top selling products, looking at beauty products, looking at Christmas, advent calendars, etc. All these kind of things. Also, they're hiring additional sourcing VAs who are even finding £8,000 worth of deals that we can spend per week. And so far, everything is on track. 370 is the number we want to hit. I've got a funny feeling that we might be ending on like 369. It's just like, it's coming down to the wire. It's so close. For us, I think going forward, it's going to be very touch and go, but I'm hoping for the best. Okay, so the other thing we talked about also as well was spending our £250,000 loan, or 252 technically, and obviously getting that money reinvested. Now, to give you an update about that, we are pretty much able to spend it. During December, I still remember to this day, my team had like 80,000 to spend in 1 week. And at the end of that week on the Friday, they finished the day off and said, "Hey, Tom, money left to spend, 0. I was like, oh my God. So what I'm super happy about is the fact that my team have been able to take the 252,000, buy enough deals and obviously spend it. But it does obviously beg a big question that we're now going to spend it, get it sold, get profits, and we've got to keep spending it in January, which is going to be okay, but February is going to be a challenge to find enough deals. Now, the one thing which I will say is what helped us, well, it was replenishables. And I think if I give you a stat, about 80% of all the products we buy are replenishables for that 252,000. So if you are looking, do keep a list of replenishables. It's going to really help you out. Right, okay, so today I'm talking about December, recapping my plans for December, what's gone on. We're actually talking about January, but I want to know, how was your December? Did you smash your goals? Did you absolutely blow it out of the water? Or maybe did you have problems? I know a lot of people have problems with prep centers. If things didn't go as planned, let me know in the comments down below. Did you meet your targets, or did something actually happen for you or to you? Let me know in the comments down below. That's December. Let's move on now to my plans for January 2022. So first things first, number 1, we've got an ambitious goal. We talked about 370 in December for that period just gone. Well, we didn't want to let it down. We want to keep going. So what is goal number 1 for December? Well, we want to go for 300,000 in revenue in January. That's a crazy figure. As you can see, it's a little different from December and the January target, but not too different. And December's probably the best one. But looking at our historical figures, our revenue from January didn't really drop that much last year in comparison to December. And what I'll do is I'll drop an overlay around here of the graph so you can kind of see what that looks like. And you can see there's only really like a little difference between December and January. And after that, the trajectory is going up. So we want to repeat that and make that happen. Now, based on the results from last year, we're going to be aiming to hit about 300,000 in sales in January, which is certainly possible. Amazon doesn't shut down, but it can be done, just obviously giving me a challenge. Okay, so the second goal for us in January 2022 is to start wholesale in the UK. Now look, if you've been following my journey, you might all know we're still in the planning stage of wholesaling or identifying what's going on. Now we're still identifying the process of what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, like how we're going to buy, or what the operations are going to look like, how much we're going to, kind of our criteria and all the challenges and how we're going to go about it. Because wholesaling is a different game to online arbitrage. But what I will say is, for January, we're basically planning to start wholesaling, i.e. the first purchase, in about the second week of January. Now, what we're trying to do right now is to build a team or to develop a process whereby we can build a team to layer on top of that, which will allow us to scale the wholesaling operation as well. Now, this is going to be different compared to online arbitrage because we're going to need to contact suppliers, negotiate prices, talk about bulk purchases. But the reason is what we're seeing is that we've got a lot of money to spend. OA is great, but when you're talking millions a year, it starts becoming more challenging. So wholesale is another option to help scale that business up. So that's something we're doing. Number two, developing our wholesale business. Now, the third one we're doing is, we're onboarding a new admin VA. My God, my UK business has been crazy. And, considering our purchases that we've just continuously been going up and up, I talked about it, 88,000 in 1 week in December we spent. That was a new record, absolutely crazy. Now for our UK business, our current admin VAs, they are completely overloaded. They've got so much going on. And what we are looking to do is to hire another admin VA to support them. And what we'll do is we'll update you about that. So we've already hired the admin VA, but they're also now just going through the onboarding process and training. Now, if you want to know a little insider tip, they are going through the in-house, beta version of the VA Academy admin service, which we're currently testing internally, and we'll go to external testing, and then we'll open up to our clients. And that's basically just making sure that the admin VAs understand my processes. So this is our fourth VA, I think, don't quote me, that we have just doing administration. So very, very interesting. Now, the fourth one we're doing is we are hiring replacements for our current sources. Now, to give you a brief backstory of the situation, so what's happened to our current kind of sources and structure, simply what we've done now is we've promoted 2 of them to assistant purchasers. And what's that done now is given us 2 vacant positions in sourcing. And so for the month of January, what we are going to do is we're going to hire replacements for those product sources. And what I'm going to say to you is it's going to be a challenge. Why? Because the product sources that we're promoting, they are some of our best sources. And if I give you an example, one of them even managed to once find £30,000 worth of deals that we could buy in 1 week, which is incredible. You're talking about an average worth of 10 to 20,000 a week that they're finding in deals. So filling in their shoes, replacing them is going to be a real challenge. But you know what? This is business. And right now I'm happy to take the hit. So that this time next year, we're not going to be doing 370,000. We might be doing 1 million in 1 month, which would be incredible. But you've got to start today. Now, the fifth thing we're going to be doing is finishing our assistant purchasing training. So obviously we just promoted 2 purchasers, like I said, who are replacing 2 assistant purchasers. And those assistant purchasers, they're going through training now, purchasing manager training. And we're going to basically, they've been doing it now probably like a month and a half. So we want to get them really finalized, everything done. So that's going to be focusing on reviewing the deals, the rules of using cards, what's the best conduct to happen? How do we manage them as purchasing managers and assistant purchasers, and obviously watch them to do the actual purchasing. That's super important. Now, what I will say is after going through all the training, what we're going to do is, by the end of January, is have them finish the training and then have them purchasing within, maybe like the end of Jan, early part of February. That's where we're looking, but they will actually be full-time purchasers, and that allows us just to buy more on the OA side. The sixth thing we're going to be going through is creating some budgets for the year ahead. Now, what I will do is in terms of setting my budgets in the coming year is the same as what I did in the challenge for 1 million. So if you haven't seen that, do check out my road to 1 million. I'll check it out there. And the idea is in that I basically wrote out a budget every single month. And the top thing I'll say for you is give yourself some revenue targets, what you want to achieve, and then you can break it down. You can give yourself spend targets, and then you can work out how much you need to spend every week. And that's something to work towards. And for us, that's going to be really important to grow the business coming forward. Now, the seventh thing, what I am going to be doing in January, and my God, this is a busy month, we've got a lot going on, is called our profit improvement plan. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be hitting 370,000 in revenue in December. That's where we're looking to be. That's incredible. But from what we're seeing, what we've seen as we've grown the revenues, our margins have decreased. They've actually declined over the course of last year. So what we are looking at now doing is trying to improve that margin, trying to improve our ROI and drive that conversion. So working in January and ongoing part of this year, we're spending part of the month brainstorming, investigating ideas on which can, should we say, drive profits, decrease costs, improve sourcing criteria, improve communication, lots of different things. And what we're doing now in January is we've already had one meeting in December, but we're now going to come back towards the end of January and actually start sharing what we've discussed in those ideas and research, and then obviously develop that going forward over the course of the next year. And hopefully the result is that not only will we see a revenue increase, but also we'll see a better ability to convert that revenue into cash profits at the end of the year. Wow, that is amazing. I'm just talking about my January plans, and when I wrote these, I was just writing down what we're trying to do. And the one thing I'll kind of highlight is there are 7 things we're doing here. Now, in this business, we're doing more than $250,000 a month in sales. I've also got another USA business and FastTrackFBA and YouTube filming and also traveling as well. There's so much going on. Now, quite simply, how am I able to achieve it? Well, quite simply, I have a team, and it's my team which are doing this work. I set the strategy, I set the vision, I tell them where we want to go, and then we work together very collaboratively to make it happen. Now, how has this been able to happen? Well, quite simply, we started off with the very first VA. And if you are interested in building a team and thinking about that first VA, before you build up the whole team, the first VA should always be a sourcing VA. Why? Because they will find you deals which you can find, which you buy low, resell high for a profit. Now, if you are interested in getting a sourcing VA for your Amazon arbitrage business, look no further than the FastTrackFBA VA Academy. For a one-off fee, we find, hire, train, and support a VA in your business for 12 weeks. And what we do is we make sure they get results. It's the results which matter, and that allows you to grow your business. Not only do you get the VA itself, you also get access to my team, my network, and also all the training materials we have, which will support you in growing your business and scaling it. And you too could be here in the same as me, thinking about 7 things to be scaling and actually your team making it happen. If you want to know more about the FastTrackFBA VA Academy, have a look at the link down below. I'll drop it and you book in a free 30-minute consultation call. Check it out. I think you'll love it. Right, this leads me nicely onto my 3rd chapter, and this is some top tips for you about your Q1 business and the goals. If you are thinking about developing some goals, what things do you want to do? Well, look, what I would recommend, and I say it to everyone, I love January for it. Number 1, should we say, establish a clear roadmap. Now, one of the things to think about, should we say, when starting another year is listing the main goals. What are you wanting to achieve by the end of the year? You've just done Q4, it's been great. Where do you want to be next year? Now, for you, once you've defined the goal, you can then think about how you're going to achieve those goals and create a clear roadmap that's going to help you and your business achieve those goals that you're setting out. Having clarity on your goal is the most powerful thing you can ever do. Just look at my road to 1 million. I thought that was super scary. I didn't even think I was going to be able to do 1 million over 18 months. It was a big, scary goal. But actually now we've done over 2.3 million in just the last 12 months alone. So completely crazy. Now, the second thing which I'd really recommend to you is establish your KPIs. KPIs are called key performance indicators. Now, a big part of creating the goal is developing the key performance indicators, or the KPIs, to measure the success towards those goals. Begin establishing what are the KPIs, key performance indicators on that journey, on that route towards your goal. They're going to help you achieve the goals on the journey, and as you go through the journey, you're going to refine those KPIs as well, helping you out. For us, we've done so much work on this and it's really changed the business. But just by having that goal and then breaking it down and delivering KPIs to each section, really supported us in our growth. Now, the third thing which I will say to you, and I cannot stress this enough, communicate, communicate, communicate. And if you think you've communicated enough, probably communicate some more. Now, with any kind of quarterly planning meeting or anything like this, when you've got a team involved, it's important to communicate clearly with your team what you're trying to achieve. Quite simply, they are so powerful. They are the driving force behind your business. And without clearly communicating what your new goals are, you're not going to be able to reach them because they're just not going to know where they need to go. So before the new year officially starts, it helps to have a meeting with your team, or maybe in the new year, create the goal, create the plan, create the strategy of getting there, and then have a meeting to get everyone on board, everyone on the same page. It just ensures that planning and execution goes smoothly as possible, and the net result, you achieve your goals. Now, what I will say is after going through my plans for January and obviously the top tips for you for yourself in Q1, what you might want to learn is about how VAs can help grow your Amazon business. Now, for me, this has been game changing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a link around here to a video called How Virtual Assistants Grow Your Amazon Business. Check that out. I think you're going to love it. But what I will say is if you've liked this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button down below. But for myself, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.